friends, hello and welcome back to Icky Doot Streams, the custom server that our friends are currently playing on. It is that time of the week again, although this video might be coming out slightly late. I do apologise for that, but it is that time of the week again where we're going to build some more things. And as promised on the last episode, we are going to be building a new-ish, probably licking some of the energy here, new conveyor line. So what are we doing here? So I promised that we would be making a another part for the train, and that is this bit here, the precision mechanism. And the way to do that is to take a gold sheet and push a cogwheel, a small cogwheel into it, a large cogwheel, and then an iron nugget, and you get an 80% chance to create the precision mechanism and or random salvage. So you'll get something, just maybe not what you want. So if we have a look here, I've kind of laid it out in a way that sort of makes sense. So we'll have a chest for the gold plate to go into, which will come out of the andesite funnel, and it'll travel along the belt here. And then we'll come to the first deployer, which will be doing the small cog, the second one, which is the big cog, and the third one, which is the iron nugget, and it'll eventually get into another chest. So hopefully that kind of makes sense on how you want to lay this guy out. It's not too complicated. It's kind of like some of the other lines we've had. So if we come over here real quick to the one that does the train track, deployer, smoosher. This one's just going to be deployer, deployer. So easy peasy. So let's get that going, shall we? Zoop. Ah, I love it when you can do that. And I've got some extra things in here. There we go. So I think if we start this off, we don't need a massive amount of space, but I think if we start it off, because I don't want to go any closer than this line here to our buildings, so, but I think if we just start at this level, that makes sense to me. So, and I'm actually going to come out like that, and I'm going to poke one there, and I'm going to poke one here? Here. That makes the most amount of sense. And I don't know what I've done with my boop-a-doo. There it is, wrench. Boop. Perfect. So let's take a belt, because that's the first thing, and boop, boop. And it appears to be going that way. That's fine. We could make it go the other way. I kind of wanted it to go the other way, so we're just going to nick the power off of that one instead, because that will have it going the other way. Because that makes the most amount of sense to me. There we go. Right. So now I want to... Let's see if we can get some stone out. Stone. There it is. I love that remote, honestly. Oh my god. Right. Stone. Then we're going to go with a chest. Let's get some of this out of my... There we go. So chest here, which is where we're going to load the gold plates in. And we're going to go with another chest over here, which is where the finished product is going to come out. Once we have squishied it. Dup, dup. Simples. And now we want 3 deployers. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Aha. Although we're going to have to get power probably from that up. I might nick it from that up. This is why I've put the scaffolding. This is the scaffolding you can do with create. So if you take a copper nugget or whatever into the stone cutting thingy, you can put up scaffolding, and then you can walk around and actually have a look, see what your line is doing. Which goodness, I wonder if I've actually taken power from the wrong point, because that's going really fast and that's going really slow. I wonder if this will break if I lava it up, because right now the system is just running on idle speed. So let's just quickly check to make sure that won't break. Because at a certain speed, it will. It will break. Boop. So over here. Good God, look how fast that's going. Maybe we should have taken power from this guy. Or, yeah, not that guy. Maybe this guy. Because I don't want it to go that fast. The faster it is, the better it is sometimes. But you also don't want to have it going so fast it breaks things. Now that's going the wrong way, but that's fine. All we need to do is we get a gearbox. I'm pretty sure I've got... Yeah, there you go. So we're going to pop it around the other way. because the faster it goes, the more likely it is to break. This is one of the things that Z found, is he kept adding speed, 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 which was great fun, but it does break after a certain amount. So, yeah. Right, now I want to get power up there. So I'm going to do that, 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 and that, and that. And you can already see that's pretty much it. Pretty much. So we're going to take some shoots and go kadoosh, kadoff, kabop. And then I'm going to get up here if I can. Sometimes floating can be helpful, sometimes it isn't. And I'm going to take a chest. 1, 2, holding the shift button so that they don't convert into the double chest. And if it's going that way, I want to put the small cog in here, the medium cog in here, and the iron nuggy. Iron. Okay, I don't have any iron nuggies. It's because I've been chucking it all through the railway system. Honestly, that thing has been taking up a lot of my time. And some gold plates. So let's make some iron nuggies. Boop. Some. That's a few. There. And then we should be able to get all this working, because it kind of is right now. So over around here, we'll see we've got the small cog, the big cog, the iron nuggy. And we're going to just chuck in some gold sheets. We don't need a lot of these, so I'm not going to make a lot of them, but... Does that look like it's working? Incomplete. Oh, okay. Deploy large, deploy iron nuggy. I did. It is. Is it not? Does it have to go around several times? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, repeat sequence 5 times. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, fine. So I'm going to take that off, because I don't want to, like I say, I don't want to make too many of these. Wait, hang on. Get out of there. And then we're going to run it again, so that it, get. Complete, incomplete, incomplete. Do, 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 do. So those guys are... Right, hang on. So let's pop that there, because those are the ones that are definitely incomplete. These are going to be expensive to make, hey? And then we're going to grab some of these to do it another time or 2. Because then it's, yeah, incomplete, so 3 of 15. Goodness me. Game. No. Well, right, I'll repeat that a couple of times. I'm not going to record doing that a couple of times because, let me tell you, boring. Okay, so I ran the process another 4 times, 5 times, and we finally have the outcome. And as it said previously, the process has the possibility of not creating the hello. Why is he now? What? Is that Theo? Why are you not employed anymore? Rude. Oh well. Never mind. It's probably because I haven't traded with him yet. So anyway, the process had the possibility of breaking and not working. So in the end, I sent round 2 lots of 9, so 18 plus. And this is what I got. So I got 17, 2 of which failed. So the failure made a cogwheel and an andesite alloy. Feels a bit cheeky when you've put so much into it, because I mean each one took 4 or 5 small cogwheels, 4 or 5 big cogwheels, 4 or 5 got, yeah, etc, etc. So, but we have 17 da -da 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 -da, complex curiosities. Assemble a precision mechanism, which I have now done. Da -da 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 -da, -ba-da! So what can you make with this guy? What can you make with this guy? Well, this is the easy one. So this guy here makes several items which will make your life a lot easier, so it's worth kind of doing this. But you're not going to need a billion of these as you go through any kind of playthrough. It makes the rotational speed controller. So this guy is actually really cool. Let me just do the W on him. We haven't done the W in a while, so this guy, using the rotational speed controller, basically any speed you pump in can be leveled up or down without having to do the mess of cogwheels that you've seen behind me in the past. You control it with your scroll button to speed it up or slow it down. So if you've got something that's creating a huge amount of speed, like that one there, I could have used a rotational cuff in here to make this one go slower. But I mean that I feel would be a bit of a waste. So that's one of the things. It's also really handy if you use it with a like a windmill. You can speed it up, and the windmill is one of the cheapest ways to make a lot of energy. Because the wheel down there, the water wheel, generally does 256. The windmill does 500. So well worth bearing in mind. Right, what else can you make with this thing? So we go back here, we go back to the use. You also can make using some brass sheets, some andesite alloy, and the brass casing. The mechanical arm. So this thing is also very clever. We'll quickly do the W on that one. So it can pick things up and put them down, or place them, or do things based on what you want it to do. So this one's really handy for if you can't quite get a belt to work where you want it to work. Using the hand to move it from one conveyor to another conveyor is really cool. It can interact with depots, it can interact with belts. I actually found this one really handy to use because you can do all sorts of things with this guy, as you can see. Now, one of the things that I probably will do, although this pack doesn't need it, but one of the things I probably will do is use it to power up or fuel the blaze burner. So the blaze burner, it will only power it. It will only feed the blaze burner when it sees the blaze burner stop being powered. So that's kind of cool. Although this pack doesn't actually need it because this pack comes with a straw that you can feed your blaze burner with. So which means we just make a pipe from our lava tank over there to here and put a straw in it. Don't know how that works. Z has made that work with his blaze burner. I have not. Not yet anyway. So yeah, that's that. And last but not least, the star of the show, train controls. Ba-ba-da. So you take a lever, a train casing, and a precision mechanism. No, words are difficult. And you get the train controls. You need one of these for every train you make, so it's kind of worth having a few. We'll do the W. So this here is the train like system block or train station block. This here is where you use one of the train casings, and this here is the train controls on the top. And as you can see, that is kind of how you control the train. So if you sit on the seat in this example and then like look into the train controls, I think it's right click. Using the middle button, the scroll button, you can speed it up or slow it down. And hold space if you want to come to a stop at a train station. You will see all of this happening because I am going to make a train. It's a thing. So yeah, this is the final stage we needed in order to get to this point where we actually can make trains. Now, this isn't the only way to control the train. This is why you have the schedules. So if I see if I can find the schedule, don't know if I will be able to. Hang on, train schedule, that guy there. So the train schedule is another way you can do things with this. So if I have a mob sat on the seat next to the train controls, I can use a schedule on that mob, on that train, to tell it to do something, and it will be programmed to go off and do that thing. So it will run automatically. I don't always have to be there. I don't always have to be controlling the train. I can actually just do that and have a budgerigar moving my train if I really wanted to, which I had done in one of the other packs that we played, although not streamed. So yeah, that might be an option. Any hoozle, we're now. Wait, who's that? Why does he keep? That's Theo again. He's out of the library. I don't know. I finally get a villager in my place, and what does he do? Walks about and makes me paranoid. Cool. Awesome. Real awesome. Realised I probably need to tell you a little bit more about making trains rather than actually just showing you. So I've got two tracks up behind me. One of them is going to be the live one. The other one's just going to be a train that's going to sit in the station. So we'll see. Because yeah, this is roughly where I wanted it. So the temple over there, the rest of the village over there. I've left enough space behind me to get maybe another thin line of buildings here and expand the garden so that the bees stop being really, really annoying. So yeah, so here we go. So, and it's been a while since I've done this, so I had to refresh my brain. It's been a while. So, on here now, we've got our train tracks. The easiest way to place them, by the way, is if I quickly hoik these up. The easiest way to place these is as I'm going to show you now. So it takes up 3 by 1 there, right? So if you then right click again, you can now see you've got a highlight. And then you can kind of see, like here, for example, that is too tight a turn, but that is possible there, and that is kind of possible there if I wanted to connect it to the other one. The turns do need to be big, and you can go up and down. You can sort of use this to kind of plan out your route. Is it easy? No. Is it annoying? Yes. But it does give you kind of some guidance, and as you can see, they are big turns. They are big, wide turns. One of the other things is if you have a material in your hand, if I then say, yes, I want to build it here, it will place gravel underneath it. So I will then have gravel underneath it, and you'll see how many you're going to use up as well. So you can see it says cannot, can, it can tell you it can't turn, or it's too steep, blah, blah, blah. But that is the easiest way to do it. And for this example, I literally am just going to bop, and you can see it's placed all of them. Of course it started raining. Why wouldn't it? So the next thing you need is the train station. Yeah. So this guy here, which is built with one of the train casings and a compass. You're going to take this little guy, and you can see here it creates a little thingy, depending on the direction you're facing, the little V with the line. You want it to go that way, like that, for this to be a station. And then I'm going to place that there. You've successfully bound to the track is what you want to see. So again, bop and bop. Each station needs its own station block. Once you've got that, that is how you create your train. So if you right click on the train station, you can see station is idle. You can even call it something. So Ikidoot, I can't spell my own name, Ikidoot1. Because then if you're having a lot of trains going around, or you've got it going to a farm or whatever, you know, then the Ikidoot1 is this one. Or you could say, I don't know, Ocean Monument 2 or Iron Farm 3, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But yeah, that is that. So what I want to do now is create new train. If you say that, it'll come up with this window. So use train casing on highlighted tracks to create bogies. The bogies are basically the carriage, what the carriages go on. And you'll see now there's a highlighted bit on the... it's going to get dark, hang on. Let's sleep real quick and then do it. Because I don't want to get blown up in the middle of my tutorial. Booba booba. There we go. Right, so it'll highlight the track where you should put the bogie. So all you do is you take your train casing and you whop, and you get that. Look at how beautiful that is. So if you want to change type, you can have two different types. I honestly prefer just the one with the wheels. The one with just the wheels. There you go. Now, obviously your train's not going to be one bogie. If you want to have like a mega super duper train, you can make it, because look here, you've got highlighted again, and it tells you like this here is used. These here are available, so if I wanted to have a super duper long train, I can go there. But I need to connect these with some planks or some logs and some glue. I'm not going to make it that long, that seems a bit excessive. So for the first one, we're just going to go deep deep. Simples. But that's for later, Right now I am just showing you how to do this. So this here is the bogie. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place another block this side and another block this side. This forms like the bottom part of your carriage, right? The bottom part of the thing. And if I get on top of it, now you can stand on it. Because what you want to do then is take the train controls. And the train controls must be connected to the bogie, not the train casing, the bogie. Like so. Right? Now, if I take some glue, which this one's already glued, you can see I need to glue the whole thing together, not the tracks, but the bogies and the train casings all need to be glued together. Once you've done that, you can come in here, right? So you've used your train boogie, you've built your train, you've made it beautiful. You don't have to use train casings here. You can use any block so long as the train controls and the boogie touch. You should be good. Assemble train, and you've got unnamed train. Pada. Simple, right? Simple. And you've got other settings in here, like open all doors or do things or etc. etc. But you have now got a train. This is now, technically speaking, a working train. So if I do that and right click on this, I am now controlling the unnamed train. So if I go on an F5, because this might be cool, there we go, and I say let's go backwards and forwards, you can see now I'm controlling the train. Yeah. Now if you want to get to, if I say want to join up or stop at Ikki 1, I just hold the space bar and it'll automatically toot toot. That is literally it. That is literally it. So this is the bare bones. And when I say the bare bones, hang on, let me get back into the right thingy. You don't even need these here. You don't even need these here, but you can't destroy this now that you've made it. You actually need to come in here. So say you've built it and actually you want to start again, you think this is naff. You can disassemble train. Disassemble train will let you take off blocks. Will let you fix whatever you think you didn't like. And then you can come back in here and you can say assemble train. And you'll see, literally that's all that you need. These are the only bits that are static, that cannot change. The train casing and or the boogie, which is the train casing, and the controls must be touching. Everything else is kind of as you want it to be. Disassemble train. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Express. So I I wanted to go with one that was kind of dark to kind of fit in a little bit with the town, but not quite spruce. So we went with dark oak, and I really, really wanted to involve or include some copper accents. Because it's so dark, I did kind of want to bring out some light with the holy stairs. The skull was literally just inspiration on the spot. And the grinding wheels, I've seen that done before. I'm not going to claim responsibility for that, but I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. I don't think it's the best train I've ever made, but I mean, you're always evolving as a builder, as somebody that's trying to sort of deliver their inspiration, their creativity to the world. But I have to say, I'm happy with that. I think it ended up kind of how I envisioned it. I did use a real life train as a bit of inspiration. I'm not even sure what that train is, but maybe I'll include a picture in the screenshot. But that, my friends, let me turn around so you can see it, is the Ikidoot Express. Is the first train on the first platform. It's probably going to be the one that I will use to run back and forth between mine and Z's base. I may eventually potentially add a carriage on behind or something, which means moving the stations all forwards a couple of blocks, a couple of probably up to this gap here. If I just go back into the right view, so I might move the stations up to this point, so then you can get carriages on the back. But I mean, for now, I just needed one seat that I could get in. And zip back and forth. So these aren't going to be running all of the time because we don't want to stress out the server too much. I have included in the past a fire pit in here, or in this section here, just so it can look like it's blowing steam as it goes. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't. It's a bit finicky. One of the things I will say is you may need to create and then disassemble and then create and then disassemble a couple of times, because if you haven't glued it right, items will remain on the original place you put them. I did have to do that a couple of times because I hadn't glued the chimney on right, and I also hadn't glued on the slabs that I've used in the roof. But a simple way to test it is to hop in, control back, so you reach the end of the space, the end of the track, and then check, see, is anything left in your building space? If it is, you've done it wrong. All you have to do is come back over here, get stuck underneath the train, there we go. Hold space to move back to your creation point, your train station, and then re-glue. So disassemble, re-glue, reassemble, job done. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I really like how the brass and the dark oak worked out. That was something I definitely wanted to do. And again, using the create blocks in a manner that probably isn't meant to be. But I mean, it's creative license, right? So finally, we have trains on our server. Look at that beaut. I will be showing off other people's trains. I don't think there will be one going to Marv's base because Marvillo, her internet lags out quite a bit. So, but she may still build one, which honestly, if she does, I am so excited to see that. I know Z is definitely interested in doing trains as well. I will keep you updated as we go along. But for now, that should do it. I think the next episode is probably going to show us utterly failing in the end, which you'll have fun watching that. So, thanks so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next episode.